welcome to the San Diego act of the Extreme Sailing Series, presented by SAP, the penultimate stop on the 2018 Global Tour. Soaring into San Diego for a second consecutive year are 7 teams on flying GC32 catamarans, all flexing their maritime muscle at the only US act this season. Pushing them to perform at their best are the sailing fans on Harbour Island, and these superstar sailors need to be on top form as they compete on the notoriously tricky San Diego Bay. With only one more event to go, the pressure is on as San Diego could turn a podium promise into a podium pipe dream. 3-time Extreme Sailing Series winners Alinghi will be chasing another top finish in San Diego. The Swiss team continue to dominate, having taken 4 out of 5 wins in their 2018 Extreme Sailing Series campaign.
It's great for the team to be back here in San Diego. We really like the spot, and we had some good memory last year, and the conditions for sailing are really good, really tricky as well. So it's really interesting and never finished. And we didn't do much off the water. We've been in downtown and by Ocean Beach once, but otherwise we've been focused on the sailing. And I mean, the goal here today it's to be really good and win this act, and to have a little bit more gap to Cabos for the last event.
Helmed by 3-time series champion Lee McMillan, Ineos Rebels UK continue to threaten the long-standing leaders with 2 top-tier wins so far this year.
You know, we're here in San Diego for the penultimate act of 2018 season. It's fantastic to come here to San Diego. It's actually my first time, but I've spent a lot of time in California because my mum's from Los Angeles, so you know, we grew up kind of coming over as kids and visiting the family and stuff. So it's really nice to come back here to California. For me, it's a bit of a homecoming. So I'm looking forward to getting out and taking on the competition and putting our best foot forward. Hopefully we can you know, have a really strong regatta here and finish on the podium.
Skippered by returning US match racing champion Taylor Camfield, US-flagged wildcard entry Element Spark Compass will join the 6 other elite international Extreme Sailing Series teams.
My name is Taylor Canfield. I'm the helmsman on Element Spark Compass. So we actually just received a call about a week out from the event. They were looking for a local team. They had some you know, great supporters, Element Sports Group and Spark Compass, to you know, support a local U.S. team for this event, and getting everything in line last minute, you know, we ended up with quite a good team here. So really happy to be competing and representing home country here in San Diego. We have John Wallace, who's trimming the main sheet on board. Next to him is Sam Hallowell, who's doing the head sail trim. And those two are always, you know, competing, everything, you know, from the second we wake up, it's who's going to eat more breakfast, who weighs more, who's stronger. So it's an interesting dynamic, but, you know, when it's time to go out there and race, we get the job done. Next forward, we have Matt Noble. He's doing the floating position. You know, he's a big skiff guy. He's been sailing skiffs for his whole life, and you know, he's the older boy on board, so he's, you know, enlightens us with all of his wisdom. Then up on the bow, trimming the foils and, you know, taking care of the bow duties is Mateo Vargas, and you know, he's a true surfer boy at heart. So grew up in Florida but lives in California, and he's, you know, every morning checking the surf report and watching the World Surf League. Yeah, we're really fortunate to have a, you know, full U.S. team for this event, and 2 of them, you know, living out here in California, so 2 California boys, and you know, yeah, definitely the home team at this event, and we love having the home crowd cheering us on. It's really motivating to know that, you know, everyone's watching and supporting us out on the water, and, you know, hoping that we can continue to get better. And you know, we're fortunate to have thrown a great team together for the event. So you know, I think just going out there and you know, trying to learn as much as we can and put some good races together. You know, the goal is just to improve every day, every race, and you know, just keep growing as a team. And you know, that being said, hopefully we can, you know, put some more good races up on the board.
Also bolstering the US edition of this festival of foiling and entertaining spectators from dawn until dusk were a whole host of activities on and off the water. Vendors, school visits, displays, the Element Sports kiteboarding invitational and open big racing were just some of what was on show as the sun and blue sky rained down on San Diego Bay. The Extreme Sailing Series got off to a flying start as 7 teams went head-to-head for the last time before the final event in Los Cabos in Mexico. With the pinpoint calm and accuracy for which they are famed, Alinghi took 4 wins out of 6, setting the scene and cementing themselves as the ones to beat in San Diego. As the top 3 continue to tack, jibe and jostle for the top spot, match racing champion Phil Robertson of Team Oman Air finally shut down SAP Extreme Sailing Team to end the day in 2nd place. A good day for Red Bull Sailing Team delivered several podium finishes on day 1. The Austrian squad's San Diego campaign sees double Olympic gold medalists Roman Hagara and Hans-Peter Steinacker back on board, joined by Flying Phantom sailor, Red Bull foiling generation star and Tokyo 2020 hopeful Micah Wilkinson.
My name's Micah Wilkinson, I'm from New Zealand and I am the foil trimmer on board the Red Bull GC32. I started quite young. I started at the age of 6. My mum got me into it. I'm from the centre of farming country in the Waikato, New Zealand, so just sailing on lakes, Karapiro and Naroto, before moving up to Auckland with university and kind of really getting into it. I suppose late teens is when I really cracked on and really started to enjoy it, and it kind of became a career choice after a few good results, and one thing leads to another, and here we are. Oh, the Red Bull foiling generation is an amazing opportunity. We were sailing small boats in New Zealand, and all of a sudden Red Bull come along with these Flying Phantoms and give us kids all a go, and it was just awesome in Auckland. So yeah, the Red Bull foiling generation just gave us so many opportunities. We won the world final in Newport a couple of years ago, and from there kept in touch with Roman and Hans, and we've sailed the Flying Phantom and the Flying Phantom series as part of the Extreme series for the last few years. Had a lot of fun. They're awesome boats, and this week finally got to make the step up onto the big boat for the first time, and it's just been eye-opening, and yeah, I'm a lot smaller than I think I am, but it's been so much fun. Yeah, the Flying Phantom and the GC are very different machines. They sail on that 3-point foiling configuration, so the way you sail them is quite similar, but obviously the weights ramp up on the GC. Everything's a lot heavier. All of a sudden you've got 5 people on the boat to deal with. A lot more on, as you might say, trying to organise 5 people and 3 sails all the time. So yeah, that's working as a team's been a bit of a difference. The theory's the same, and we're trying to do the same thing. So a bit bigger, a bit heavier, but maybe a bit slower. But yeah, no, they're a lot of fun. Being part of a GC32 team compared to a Phantom or an Olympic campaign is you're dealing with professionals. This is their job, and day to day they're great at what they do, and they take it seriously. So yeah, it's been a real learning. I think I fit into the mix as quite the small young guy, coming in at the bottom and trying to work his way up. But I'm just loving learning off the guys, and it's a lot of fun working with the Red Bull boys. This week, yeah, for me is all about learning and getting to know people, and Phil Robertson, Adam and Oprah have been my kind of childhood heroes growing up, the World Match Racing Tour champions, so I've always followed them, and to sail alongside them and be competing and occasionally beating them is super exciting. So yeah, that's what this week's all about, is getting to know the guys, learning, and long term, it's going to be all on for the next 2 years, ramping up to Tokyo, so I'm not sure if I'll be back after this year, but I hope to be back. It's so much fun, the boats are awesome, and I'd love to be back.
Day 2 and the win filled in just in time for racing. True to form, Alinghi took the first race of the day, but then Phil Robertson of Oman Air bounced back with a vengeance, taking a string of bullets to end the day just 4 points behind event leaders Alinghi. With a shake-up at the top of the leaderboard and the final day of double points race being just over the horizon, the San Diego title could be anyone's for the taking. Keen to take advantage of the building breeze, the 7 elite teams were quick off the mark on day 3. After losing a position, SAP Extreme Sailing Team took the top spot in the first race of the day, narrowing the gap between them and Oman Air in race 15. Race 16 and the Swiss flag team Alinghi were first over the line, maintaining their 5-point lead over the Omani flag boat. A dying breeze put an end to the rest of the day's racing, giving the teams ample opportunity to rest up for the final day. Going into day 4, and it was all about the top 3 as the narrow margin between them set the scene for a thrilling final day of close quarters racing.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a tight day, I'd say. It's definitely a lot to play for out there. We're 5 points off the lead, and I think SAP's a couple back, so yeah, the pressure's on Alinghi today, and we're coming out there fighting for the victory. And we haven't got one this season, so we're pretty hungry, and yeah, we're ready for it.
So yeah, for sure, last day Omana is quite close to us, but you know, we are going to do the same as we did the whole year. Just do our own race, and when we can be hard on Omana and SAP, just try to put them back and just go out there and have a great day of racing.
With Oman Air in second place and hot on the heels of the Swiss, Alinghi would have to bring their A game if their winning streak was to continue. Welcome back to Harbour Island for day 4 of the Extreme Sailing Series San Diego, presented by SAP. As the crowd showed up in abundance, so too did the wind, filling in fast for what looked to be a close and exciting final day of racing. Alinghi start the day at the top of the leaderboard, with only 5 points between them and Oman Air. The Swiss team must do everything in their power to push Oman Air towards the back of the fleet. Looking to lock out SAP Extreme Sailing Team, the pressure is on for Oman Air, who must look in every direction if they're to continue their ascent to event dominance.
We are underway. This is the view down the start line at the moment between the white superstructure, black hull of the committee boat, and the black buoy. The gun fires, and look at that. Red Bull Sailing Team, we said that they needed to do something special today, and they really have. A very strong start. Oman Air coming off from the pin end at the moment. They seem to be the only boat starting on starboard. On board with Alinghi as they complete their second tack. Now, they didn't need to do that manoeuvre, but by doing that, we can read something about their tactics for this downwind leg.
It really feels like they want to stay close to this shoreline. They made the choice to start on port, be the first ones into shore, but then also make this extra maneuver at the top to sail close to the shore with this pressure. And look at the difference with speed here as Alinghi put that extra tack in. Element Spark Compass, no need for that second tack. They lined themselves up for that rounding some way back, and they've got plenty of pace at the moment. They're going to be hot on the heels of the Swiss. Might be that the Swiss are just getting the best of the breeze right now. A little bit of luck coming to them right when they needed it. They are narrowly managing to lay this bottom mark without losing speed. Meanwhile, Oman Air in a little bit of trouble, that the Swiss round the bottom of the course, still in the lead. Bad news for SAP Extreme Sailing Team fans and fans of Oman Air. The Swiss are holding on to their points advantage. Crucial moment here, Sally, for Oman Air. Red Bull Sailing Team and Element Spark Compass all coming in together. Yeah, Oman Air needs to pick a clear lane. Yeah, there they go. They're going to switch sides of the course. They're going to take the risk, sail the opposite gate. And remember, they need to gain a lot here. So they're going to take a risk on this second beat and see how it pans out.
This is exactly what Alinghi didn't want here. Oman Air, it looked like they were lining up to follow the Swiss team in. And no surprise, Sally, Alinghi tacking over. There's another key cross coming in here. Oman Air lost out to Element Spark Compass. Now Roman Agara and Red Bull is coming in on starboard. Oman Air having to bear away. It looks to be a little bit of a late bear away, but with a hull flying out of the water, it does make that maneuver a little bit easier. And Alinghi are a long way ahead at this point. As you say, a little bit of a change for Oman Air to realize that they lost this battle. The Swiss put in a great display. Didn't win the start, didn't get the strongest acceleration off the line, but read the breeze well. And you're thinking about what skills you're going to need for a day like today. It's these skills that we're seeing Arno Sarafakis bring to the fore yet again. Next two boats are coming in, and I'm just waiting to see how close they come in here. Element Spark Compass coming through. They bounce off the wall. Oman Air to their windward side. These two boats are only boat lengths from the finish line. Oman Air has the breeze in their sails. Taylor Canfield on Element Spark Compass. He's sailing low. He's going dead downwind. He's drifting it across the finish line. He's hoping that momentum will do the work, and it does. Element Spark Compass managed to finish ahead of Oman Air. Well, going into today, Oman Air were 5 points behind Alinghi, but after that result, it's going to be a lot bigger.
A fifth-place finish from Oman Air sent shockwaves through Phil Robertson and his team as they saw their hopes of glory begin to slip away.
I said, my best line's to tack here and go back, and you were like, oh, really? And then I think the next time was the intersection, like that was 20 seconds later, and let's try and preempt things a little bit earlier, and don't be afraid of tacking. I think that scares us quite a lot to tack, but it's shifty and it's puffy.
Now with a 9-point lead, Alinghi appeared to be home and dry. And with only 1 point separating SAP Extreme Sailing Team and Oman Air, the stage was set for a tighter than ever final few races.
Oman Air right now close to the line. Element Spark Compass furthest out to the left as Oman Air peels their way over onto starboard. They had to do it really. The code 0 comes out. They're on starboard. Everyone else around them is on port. This could be a very strong start coming off the pin end here for Oman Air if they can nail the time. It's the black boy just in front of them, and as the gun fires, Phil Robertson.
Oman Air, break!
Oman Air has been called over the line. It was so close, maybe half a meter, but the Omani boat over the line. After the hardship of the last race, they're going to start race 17 on the back foot. SAP Extreme Sailing Team are now on the right-hand side of your picture. Look at Oman Air on the left.
You just need a little pressure to hold here to cross the middle. We've seen a lot of dead zones in the pressure right straight down from these gates, and the corners have been paying off in the end. So we'll see if Oman Air can just carry it all the way across.
Oman Air going for a very crucial tack. Now, SAP Extreme Sailing Team have added some height to their line, and it looked to me like they were maybe sailing a little bit low here, almost to trick Oman Air that was the angle they were on. Now they come high, with Ineos Rebels UK trying to get into the mix, but it's going to be these two teams battling it out for the top spot as we go on board with Oman Air. A little bit of trimming on the foil. Ineos approaching in the background underneath the jib, but it's going to be too little, too late. Oman Air leading at the top of the course. You would not have called that from the line. This was the boat that had arguably the best start, but just 1 split second too early. That meant they had to begin behind everybody else. Ineos Rebels UK round in 3rd place, with SAP Extreme Sailing Team splitting and rounding in 2nd. SAP Extreme Sailing Team round in 1st place. Oman Air coming through. He's holding on tight here. You can feel how his nerves are just quivering on the edge. SAP Extreme Sailing Team and Oman Air. 1 small shift to the left. SAP Extreme Sailing Team are going to get into the lead. A little bit of a shift to the right, as we are seeing now, and Oman Air starts to get the gains. There you can see the wall in front of them. Ineos Rebels UK. They'll be bouncing off it first. Then it'll be Oman Air. Following Oman Air is Alinghi at the moment. And Alinghi don't need to finish this race in top form. They can allow Oman Air to get a good result as long as they just limit the damage. This is the boat that's coming over from the far side of the course, and they put Oman Air in pressure on the downwind section, but Oman Air get the lead back and get it back with the strong split. 50, maybe 60 meters the lead for Oman Air on that cross. Absolutely superb work. Oman Air have tacked over their last tack of this race. Now they just need to build the speed, round the yellow mark just creeping into shot, and then the very short downwind to the finish.
Let's keep the weight down. Weight down here, boys.
Race 17 and a victory for Oman Air, a crucial confidence builder.
The next 2 races saw Phil Robertson lead his team to a string of 3 straight bullets. Going into race 20, and it was all on the line for Alinghi, who needed to finish the race ahead of Oman Air to stay in pole position.
4, 3, 2, 1, mark. All clear, all clear.
Great start for SAP Extreme Sailing Team, flying the windward hull. Not so good for Oman Air and Ineos Rebels UK.
Tough ley line there, a little bit shy, but Oman Air just had some nice pressure, and now they're able to power over the top.
SAP Extreme Sailing Team at the top of the course. In the background is Oman Air and Alinghi, but Adam Manoprio bears away the left-hand turn and up onto the foils. Foiling here in San Diego as the breeze comes good for SAP Extreme Sailing Team. Not such a good story for Oman Air. Alinghi ahead of them right now. This could be the moment that Arno Sarafakis reclaims the top spot on the scoreboard. He needs to get a boat between him and Oman Air. On board Alinghi right now for the bear away, and it does sound tense, but they're up on the foils. Alinghi also foiling away, sailing over the top of Red Bull sailing team. Oman Air trying to follow suit. Will they also foil on the way down? Have they still got the breeze? Oman Air just foiling right now. Look at Alinghi on the left-hand side of the screen. Alinghi foiling away, Oman Air trying to foil, but it's not consistent. Well, the breeze has run out for these two teams. Alinghi driving over. Meanwhile, SAP Extreme Sailing Team, look at the speeds. 19 knots for SAP Extreme Sailing Team, up on the foils. Adam Renoprio in the lead, sailing the perfect race course and just flying away.
Really settling in these puffs. It's so nice to see these boats getting up on their foils and flying and seeing this is what we want them to be doing. This is their best condition.
Alinghi now in the breeze, 20 knots of boat speed. Behind them, Oman Air is chasing, but they are not matching the speeds. Look at it, 16 knots for the Omani boat. This is going to be good news for Alinghi here. They're going to look very confident in second and might still have a chance to close down SAP Extreme Sailing Team. Look at Oman Air. Oman Air have been able to close this up a little bit. You'd expect a little bit of compression as the boats come around the bottom of the course.
Wow, but they've gained a lot. They've taken a lot of distance out of Alinghi there. I think we're seeing the breeze change once again, and I think Oman Air just sort of short-tacked it. They had a little more angle at the bottom and tacked before Alinghi, and now they're back in striking distance.
SAP Extreme Sailing Team at the top of the course, but we are going to stick with the battle here for second place. But the battle for first place in the overall scores in San Diego. Now this is very tender sailor sailing right now. Phil Robertson ready to make his move. Alinghi tack. Oman Air tacking on top. Everything needs to be perfect here for this tack. Now don't be confused. SAP Extreme Sailing Team through the line. All going to be about that windward mark. Both boats at the moment pinching, sailing slow, trying to gain control. Oh, it's a tack off for Oman Air. Oman Air deciding that they weren't going to lay that mark. They've tacked over. This is going to put the rules into Oman Air's favour.
Go boys, go. Stand by tack.
Ineos Rebels UK taking full advantage of what's happening right now. They managed to find a little bit of a gap. Lee McMillan and Will Alloway thread the needle and make their way through. But it doesn't matter one jolt to the scores of these two teams right now. Oman Air just fractionally getting the boat up to speed a little bit faster. They're attacking now on Alinghi. It's the short reach into the finish, and Oman Air in a very strong position right now. The breeze is on for Alinghi. They luff Oman Air, defending as well. Both boats are laying the finish line. It's going to come down to the single centimetre that you can pull out from this breeze. Oman Air are rolling over the top of Alinghi. That was an incredibly hard-fought win for Phil Robertson. It's third place on the water, but they hold on to the top spot in San Diego for now.
Nice one, lads.
The final double points race saw Oman Air take second place, securing them the #1 spot in the competition.
Oman Air have got the point, and they win in San Diego, breaking the winning streak of the Swiss and keeping the overall series alive.
Bit patchy, bit shifty out there, and you've got to be focused all the time. So it was changing a lot. Super tough day, and we sailed bloody well. So it's a nice place to be.
In a position now unfamiliar to them, Alinghi finished the San Diego Act in second place, closely followed by SAP Extreme Sailing Team in third. Despite their second place finish, series leaders Alinghi retain the top spot on the overall leaderboard, with SAP Extreme Sailing Team in second place, just 2 points ahead of San Diego winners Oman Air in third. With everything left to play for, the Extreme Sailing Series moves to Mexico for the Los Cabos event, presented by Element Sports Group. From the 29th of November to the 2nd of December, sailing fans can expect a nail-biting, double points end to the season as the teams put everything on the line in the pursuit of 2018 Series glory.